This is Nick with Build Brothers Roofing. Started my digital inspection at 5831 La Jolla Corona. Out here in La Jolla, we're on top of a flat roof. This is a torch down modified bitumen roofing material with multiple layers of coatings on it. Roof is 20 plus years old. We've got a bunch of big leak coming from this section. I'll point out where that is coming from. But you can also see that there's multiple layers of coating that have been applied to this roof. A lot of that coating is starting to fail. I'll point out some areas over there as well. But overall, this is an old, aged roof that has gone past its life expectancy. So, big leak coming from this section, literally right below us, and then throughout this way as well. I'm going to show the homeowner what's going on. So, all the coating's worn through, and you can see how water's just been pouring in, how rusted out all this is. It's getting directly underneath that material, and then it's just getting stuck. All the wood is really, really soft right here. I don't know if you can see it, but my foot just almost sinks through it. And the same thing is happening down here as well. All that water is starting to pour in underneath this part. You can see how anything can get directly underneath it. And then over here too, all the material is literally just coming up. So these are all signs that the product has gone well past that life expectancy. And then the same thing is happening throughout. We got another big area right here where I'm sure there's a leak that maybe just hasn't shown its face yet, but it's definitely coming through. You can see how rusted out everything is and just how loose it is. All that water just gets stuck underneath there and does a whole bunch of damage. Ooh, actually just walked over a really soft spot. Right here, you can see how my foot just literally sinks in. So again, lots of areas where this roof is starting to fail. And depending on how long this homeowner wants to allow this to continue to happen, there's already a ton of interior damage that's been done. It's just going to continue to happen throughout. We have 28 solar panels on this roof. Those are going to need to be removed and reinstalled. These were installed with chem curbs, as you can see, but you can also see how a lot of that is starting to deteriorate as well. You can see how loose all this caulking is starting to get. So if this is lifting it up, then water is going to end up finding its way underneath it. So when I see solar panels installed on a roof this old, that is a major red flag. There are a ton of penetrations on this roof, and especially on a flat roof. If that roof is not in good enough shape to withstand all those penetrations, well, then we're going to start to see a ton of damage start to come through from those areas. Okay, now point out some more areas where this roof is starting to fail. You can see all this coating is starting to come up as well. This stuff is pretty much just like disintegrating in my fingertips at the moment. Same thing over here. Everything is starting to bubble, everything is coming through. Water just gets stuck underneath these portions. And whenever water gets stuck underneath the roofing material, it will always end up finding its way into the home. And then there's just areas throughout where all the edges are starting to fail. You can see cracks in all this sealant over here also. And then this big one as well. All these are areas where water is going to be penetrating the roof. So my professional opinion, this roof has gone well past its life expectancy. It's in need of replacement. I'm highly going to recommend that we replace this roofing material with a TPO roofing material. TPO is more of a commercial grade product. It does a fantastic job of withstanding ponding water. We can see areas where that water just sits, and those are where those areas are starting to leak. So that's a great opportunity to use that TPO because it turns this entire roof plane into one singular membrane. The other major benefit, especially being in an area where you get so much sun, is it reflects a ton of heat and sunlight off the roof. So it's going to help cool the house down. It also does a great job of being algae resistant. So especially when we're this close to the water, this roof doesn't, the water on this roof does not evaporate as quickly as it would in other areas of San Diego. So you want to make sure you're using material that is going to be able to withstand that. But again, you can see just how loose all these seams are starting to get. So obviously if my fingers are getting underneath it, then water is going to get underneath it as well. So yes, in my professional opinion, this roof is in need of replacement. That's it for my inspection.